Hi, I'm Sam Cotton,
LSB.
and I'm going to be asking you some questions today, which will determine whether you are fit and healthy to take part in this health screening we're going to do. So you say you're LSB?
LSB, yeah.
And what's the date today? The 4th of March?
4th of March, yeah.
And how old are you, Alice?
18.
18. And what's your date of birth?
6th of October 2003.
And your telephone number?
07481
Yep.
515 337.
Thank you very much. And your email?
ellis.me @icloud.com.
Brilliant. And so in case of emergency, who should I contact?
Father.
Father. And what's his telephone number?
07
Yep.
481
Yep.
515
Yep.
337.
Brilliant, thank you. And your doctor's name?
I'm not quite sure on that one.
We can find that out later. Are you currently suffering from an injury that may affect your participation?
Yes.
And what would that injury be?
Ankle, sprained ankle.
Sprained ankle. Apart from the sprained ankle, have you recently suffered from or recovered from another injury?
No.
No. Do you have any underlying health conditions or ongoing medical conditions?
No.
Are you currently on any form of medication or regularly take medication?
No.
Do you smoke?
No.
Do you consume alcohol more than 3 times per week?
No.
Are you moderately active? So do you exercise 3 or more times per week?
Yes.
Yes. Are you currently pregnant or have recently given birth?
No.
Brilliant. Have you been diagnosed with high cholesterol?
No.
Have you been diagnosed with high blood pressure?
No.
Do you have risk of hereditary diseases, which is a family risk of diseases, for example, cardiac problems or diabetes?
No.
And finally, do you have high stress levels?
No.
Okay. Right, next time moving on to informed consent.
Yep.
This is going to make you aware of what will be completed during the health screening, what you might expect, so nothing surprises during. Okay, so today I'll be completing screening and fitness tests in order to help determine your health and well-being, as well as your capacity to exercise. The tests that will be used so that we are able to determine that your blood pressure, resting heart rate, hip to waist ratio, BMI and lung function. And this allows for us to identify if there are any possible issues which may affect your participation in this study. There may be physical contact during these tests, and so do you understand that you are able to withdraw at any time throughout the screening if you do feel that it is necessary to do so? I will now briefly explain the tests so you know what to expect when they begin. One of the tests that we completed is to collect data on your blood pressure, and this will involve placing a blood pressure monitor on your arm, and this will become progressively tighter around your arm as it applies more pressure. However, this will cause no harm, but it may feel uncomfortable for a short period of time. The next test I will be completing is to find your resting heart rate. This will involve physical contact. I will place 2 fingers on either the neck or the wrist in order to find a pulse, where a timer for 15 seconds will start. I will count how many beats occur during those 15 seconds and times it by 4 in order to find the beats per minute. And this will enable us to identify your initial levels of cardiovascular fitness. The next test is the waist to hip ratio, and this involves me placing a tape measure around the smallest part of your waist, measuring the circumference. And then this will be followed by placing the tape around the widest part of the hip, dividing the waist size by the hip size to calculate your hip to waist ratio. The 4th test will be BMI, which is a body mass index. And in order to find this, it will involve me collecting data on your height, your weight and your age, and placing it in the Harrison-Benedict equation in order to calculate BMI. And this will allow us to see the amount of energy you should be consuming in comparison to the average. For example, calories and what nutrition you should be taking. And the final test that we will do is your lung function. This will involve the use of a spirometer, which will require you to forcibly breathe into the monitor, which is able to measure how much air is pushed out of the lungs per breath. And this is known as a spirometry test, and it helps to measure lung function. And if you do consent, will you be able to place your name here,
Name
your signature, and the date today? Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I look forward to seeing you shortly.